Have you ever wondered how caramel sauce is made? Well, in this video, I will show you in real time how to make caramel sauce in less than 10 minutes. All you need is sugar, heavy cream, salt, and butter. Delicious. Let's go. So in a medium saucepan, you're going to put 1 cup of sugar and you're going to turn on the heat to medium high, and you're basically going to melt the sugar here. And it takes a little bit of time to get it going. So you can you'll start to see soon here the goldenness starting to come. Well, the light turned on. So that's always helpful to see how it's starting to melt. But as you start to stir it and stuff, you want to make sure that you keep everything all on that same level over the heat. You don't want to stir too aggressively that the crystals of the sugar go up along the sides. But if it does a little bit, that's okay. You can, as it melts, it will come down again. Otherwise, you might have a hot mess on your hands. But slow and steady. So you can even see there on the edge that the sugar is starting to melt. And that is what we are wanting. You definitely don't want to leave this unattended. And so we're going to stir it. As you can see, like that already started to get pretty clumpy. And it's starting to melt. Keep moving it around, shaking off my spoon or my whisk there. And I really only use a whisk and then a spatula at the end. But my heat is down at medium, low medium. So, and it does take a little bit of effort to move that around. Crumbly. So I'm just pulling away from the edges so that it doesn't burn. If you have a longer handle, you could use a wooden spoon on this too. My hand actually was getting pretty warm, mostly from the heat of the flame. And then this also, I got a camera guy to come help, but we want to keep stirring this until all the chunks have dissolved. And I kind of play with the heat a little bit, like move it up or down depending upon if it's like doing anything or not. But really, at the end of the day, just trust the process. So as you can see here, I'm getting a little bit more aggressive with my whisking. If your arm is getting tired and you need a rest, just like take it off the heat for a second. But don't rest too long. So then as soon as all the chunks are dissolved, which there's just that one chunk in there still. Gonna move that around. You don't want to do anything, but do you see how the beautiful amber color that is this? All right, it looks like we're just about there. Okay, and so now we're gonna carefully add 6 tablespoons of butter, and it does bubble up quite aggressively. So the first ones, I just put in like 1 or 2 tablespoons, and then I start adding the rest. But it's very aggressive, very hot. And I'm turning the heat down there again, as you can see. and adding the rest of the butter. So I have 6 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of sugar, and then I have 1 cup of cream already measured. And as soon as the butter is melted and mixed in, I'm going to turn the heat off just for a minute. I'm adding, oh, maybe it's a half a cup of cream. The real directions are in the description. So as you can see, this is aggressively burning, or like not burning because it's not burning, but it's cooking, bubbling. And you are just going to mix that in. And here what I'm doing is like if I feel any like resistance, I'm going to just make sure that there's no clumps stuck to the bottom of the pan. So once I know that that is all mixed in and smooth, I'm going to turn the heat back on to medium, and I'm going to bring this to a boil and let it boil for about 1 minute. And this is what's going to like thicken it up. And since it's already so hot, it's not going to take that long to heat up like it did in the beginning. But we're just going to let it do its thing. Every once in a while I'll come in and stir it. But again, you don't want to leave this unattended. But you can see that bubbling. So that adds like the thickness to it. So if you want a little bit more like thicker caramel, then you could like boil it a little bit longer. So this is about a minute that we boil it. And once that's done, I will let it kind of cool, so it's not so aggressively hot, and then I'll transfer it to a small mason jar. You can also add, after it's like cooled, that's when you add the salt as well. Cooled down from this bubbling aggressiveness. You can use this caramel sauce for anything that you use caramel sauce for. Like over ice cream. I dip popcorn in it. I love to use it in my caramel apple scones and ham pies. It's a great drizzle. If I want it a little bit thicker, I will boil a little bit longer. So here I'm just transferring it into the mason jar, and then I'm gonna sprinkle the top with salt and mix that in while it's in here. But that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.